So you can start to talk.
Well, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining Beatrice and I. This is our third.
Fourth.
It's
It's
our
our fourth.
We've got Trish from New York. Hello, Trish, who's on
Hi,
Zoom. Hi,
Trisha.
gorgeous.
I think I worked with Beatrice.
So we're live in Facebook, and thank you very much for joining our fourth energy alignment show. And this week we are talking all about mental energy. And Beatrice was just telling me there are various different gates in human design on mental energy. So this is all about breakthroughs and insights. So we're going to talk about that. But when Beatrice first mentioned it to me, I came from a lack of motivation to efficiency and focus. And if anybody knows me, I'm all about efficiency and focus. So this could be an interesting conversation. So, right, breakthroughs and insights. Beatrice, what breakthroughs and insights have you had recently, sweetheart?
Oh wow! I did have this morning some insights which I recorded because this is what I do lately. I because it takes too much time to type or to write. I just speak and record myself, and then of course, I can extract ideas or I can develop whatever I want. But before I get into the topic, I just want to say hello to Trisha and to ensure that if she has any comment or question, she's free to pop them in the chat, and we're gonna get to them either during our show or towards the end of energy alignment show about breakthrough and insights. I have to, to remember to myself because, you know, this is all about what's happening overall at the top level. And if that's okay with you, Stephanie, I can give an overall description of the energy that we are just entered in.
Go for it, because I've been having a very interesting week or two. So it'll be interesting to see what the energy has to say. So explain away, Beatrice.
So the sun has its course around the human design mandala, which equates with the movement of the earth around the sun, actually. But we are talking from the earth point of view. And makes its way entering in the fourth quarter of our annual cycle, where purpose is fulfilled through transformation. So we had the previous quarter, which was all about relationships, and we enter in the fourth quarter, which is an overall energy of integration, of letting things settle, let them permeate to the cellular level where the mutation occurs. Allow space, slow down, allow time for your DNA to catch up with what you experienced through the year, and let the mutation happen. And I wanted to mention here, this is a very great insight that just popped when I put these notes here for the show. Music is made in the pause between the notes. So we need to allow. Are you frozen, Stephanie?
No, I'm listening.
Gosh, I was like, oh. So in order to let our music play, sing, we have to allow for that pause, for that mutation to happen, the transformation to happen. And right now we just came out of the gate 1, which is creative energy, and we grounded in the receptive energy. Both these gates were placed in the G center, in our chest. Yeah. And in our G center we have the energy of love of self, identity, and direction. So that was the first position in the quarter 4. But we just entered today. We are currently in the gate 43, which is the gate of insights, or breakthrough, as is called in the traditional Chinese I Ching. So this gate is placed in the Ajna center, which is equivalent of the third eye in our head. So we are dealing with mental energy here in this transit for the next 5 days. And we are grounding that energy in the gate 23, which is in our throat chakra. So we are grounding it with the right words. We are grounding it in the energy we express our thoughts. That's a channel of structuring, as it's called in the human design.
Do you know, Beatrice, I find that absolutely fascinating, because as you're talking, it's all taking a picture in my head, because for the last month, 2 months, I've been sort of thinking, well, I need to change this, and I need to change that, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And it's all starting to come together. And I had a visitor yesterday, and I was going through my kitchen wall, which is covered in post-its as usual. And I thought, this is really starting to make sense. And then this morning, I've been doing some research, and I've been looking at various things. I think, and I'm sitting here thinking, this really makes sense. I can see how this fits together. This is really good. I need to do this. So all of what you've just said, I can apply to my practical state right now. And I find that absolutely fascinating, really, really fascinating. And when you first started talking, I thought all about settling, and I thought, I love to hibernate in the winter. I love to ground. I love to keep to myself. I love to shut the curtains and put the fire on and all that sort of thing. But that's from a personal point of view, which is a self-care type of thing. But from the business point of view, this is where I start doing all my planning and all my thoughts, and it all starts settling in. So brilliant.
Structuring the energy of that, I mean, at least this in this transit, the energy of structuring. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love it, love it.
And the question here is, are we responding? Because the majority of the people have that sacral energy that is called to respond rather than to react. So when you respond to whatever comes in your outer reality, when you are invited to share your insights, your breakthrough, that everything goes smoothly, rather than when you try to force them. You know that you're right, or you know you have something fantastic that just occur for you, and you want to express it, and there is not the right timing. So are you responding? Because when you respond, that's the right time. You are aligned with the flow of energy.
I like it.
In that case, you won't meet resistance. You won't be looked at like a freak. You won't be labeled as. You will be understood, not mistrust.
Well, I'm all about being aligned and being in flow. None of us want any mistrust. So yeah, let's go for it. If this is the time to do all of that, then this is the time to do it. Let's do it, do it, do it. Who else is with us? If anybody's listening in on Facebook, then please, please, please let us know whether you're going to be joining in with us, and whether you're planning and you're breaking through. What are you breaking through with at the moment? That's what we want to know. So from that perspective, yeah, brilliant. Beatrice, I love it. I love it. So I'm breaking through at the minute. I'm definitely breaking through. I'm breaking through the next glass ceiling. I've decided. That's it. I'm going through it. Whether I like it or not, I'm going through it.
So, talking about the breakthrough, do you want to read your definition about the mental energy? Because mental energy includes a variety of things.
It does. So the definition that I saw when I was looking it up was mental energy is a mood and a measure of the willingness to undertake cognitive tasks. And the cognitive tasks are things such as thinking, understanding, learning, and remembering. And when you are experiencing an abundance of mental energy, you will feel motivated, efficient, and focused when dealing with those tasks. So I'm all for motivation, efficiency, and focus. That's me, isn't it? And you're a very focused lady too, Beatrice.
Oh, surprisingly, yeah, it's a different thing. It's a different. I was just wanted to mention that the focus, the learning, the what else did you say? The remembering are not specific to this type of energy that we are interacting now. We are feeling much stronger because the sun and the earth represent about 70% of the energy of all the solar in the solar system, all the influences in the solar system, and the stars, of course. So we're looking only at the sun and the earth, not at the rest of the planets, because we won't have time in half an hour to cover them all. But the energy related to what's happening now in this channel between our head and our throat is the understanding, and only one type of understanding, because in human design there are three.
Oh, right, okay. Do you want to enlighten us?
There are three main circuits. There are more, because there are some sub circuits there, but the three main I want to talk about, because they are different. So the logic, as opposed to the abstract circuit, yeah. But then there is the third one, which is something that is not logic and it's not sensed, it's not abstract. It's something that's related with that saying that you know when you know it, you don't know where you know it from and when you're going to know it, but you know that you know it. And that's the individual, that's a circle that goes right in the middle. And the channel in between 43 and 23, it's part of that circuit. And what's characteristic there is the breakthroughs. They appear suddenly, dramatic. It's an important discovery or development. So you cannot quite provoke them. You can put yourself in a place, in an environment that, would allow them to happen, you know. So if you are in a do mode, that's not the right environment to have a breakthrough. But if you allow it to come in those pauses, you might have the surprise, because breakthrough, it's also related to that surprise. Oh my gosh, I just realized that thing, you know. So it's kind of like it hit me after so many weeks or years. I was thinking like it just hit me. So that's the energy that's behind the breakthrough. And in science,
I love that, because it's like I said, the work I'm doing, the research I'm doing this morning, it's suddenly, yes, that makes sense now. Oh, that's how that works. Oh, I get that now. And that was just this morning, just doing some research. So yes, and I totally know those moments. They definitely do sort of come in, don't they? They just arrive. You think, now it makes sense. Yes. And you think, why didn't I know it before? It was so easy. Why didn't I understand it before?
that's the judgment that comes from the mind, rather than the acceptance that now is the right time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and be grateful that it came. You know, it popped up and it shifts you in a new to start a new chapter, or at a new level, a higher level in your whatever you are towards your targets, or goals. I don't want to use the word goal, but intentions.
Just picking up on something you said a little while ago, you said, I think you said for the next 5 days. Is that right? Is this
Yes,
this point just for 5 days?
it's actually 5.7 days,
Okay.
because the whole cycle is 365 days as the annual cycle, but the sun goes on around the mandala, and that's someone else there that I would like to admit in. Hello, Valerie. Welcome, my darling, and feel free to put the camera on or not, whatever you wish. I was just explaining how the sun moves all around the mandala. There are 64 gates in human design, and they all represent different types of energy, and each of them has a lower spectrum and higher spectrum, vibrationally talking. I mean, you are in the shadow, you are in, aligned with a gift, or even with the highest vibration, which is called the Siddhi. And I'm mixing now information from Human Design and Gene Keys because they kind of, these two systems complement one another. But these 64 gates, so 365 days divided by 64 gates, the sun will sit in one gate 5.7 days. So that's why I said we moved in the gate 43 today, and for the next 5 days we're still going to feel this energy. There will be different shadows because there are flavored by the energy of the day. There is another cycle that happens every 6 days, but that's another topic for another story for another day.
It sounds like it sounds like, I know you do the Gene Keys and you do Human Design. It certainly sounds like you've got an awful lot of knowledge, young lady, an awful lot of knowledge. Let's just ask Trisha. Trisha, have you got any questions whilst you're with us, or are you good? Are you just listening in today?
I'm just listening. Oh, am I unmuted? Yeah.
Yeah, you know you're all right.
I'm fascinated by all of this. And it's like you said, breaking through. My breakthrough is in the intuition. So it sounds like what you're talking about is the intuition.
It does. Yes, I think so. Yes, there's definitely something. It resonated with me when Beatrice was talking, yes, about sort of it coming in and it thinking, making sense. And to me, that's my intuition. That's my intuition talking to me, my gut instinct, and that sort of thing. So yeah, well done. Oh, I love it. Love it.
I can't remember what type you are, Trisha. I know that I gave you a reading a long time ago, but I can't remember. I think you are a generator.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't 100% sure, but I think that this quite resonates, especially with way to respond, because the opportunities will come. It's just a matter of entering in a situation in the right way. I mean, in flow with the specific configuration, energetic configuration that you have as a generator, and you are a fantastic one. Like me, like Stephanie. I mean, Stephanie is even more because she's a manifesting generator.
I am. I'm sorry.
That's brilliant. There's so much variety, even in one type and subtype, that it's so close to infinite. Okay, Stephanie, you were asking me right at the beginning about a breakthrough, if I had a breakthrough. And I wanted, I posted a quote that I found in Richard Rudd's book, Gene Keys, and it's in relation to Gene Key 43, Breakthrough. So one type of breakthrough, you realize that no amount of individual freedom or wealth can fill the void inside you.
Oh, very, very powerful words.
This is exactly what I felt. So this was one of the really most impactful breakthroughs that I had. And I, after that, I realized that what actually has happened. And after I had the knowledge and the vocabulary to to kind of explain it to myself what happened. But I did feel before I started to move into training myself as a coach, I did feel that there is a void there. There was a void there, and there was definitely a breakthrough between the lower, the shadow to the gift, getting that awareness that no matter, good job, well paid, wonderful relationships, something was off. I mean, the void was still there, and it's what's the most interesting thing is that since then I can't say that I haven't feel it not so intensely, but there is a cycle there. So once we understand that everything that we live through in a sea of energy, and everything it's a cycle. I mean, there are more.
Everything's a cycle, isn't it?
Everything goes in cycles.
Everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And every season, every part of the cycle, no matter whether you're talking about the sun, the moon, or energy, or the seasons, or just in your day, they've all got a reason for being there, haven't they? All got a reason for being there, which is great. I love it. Absolutely love it. So yes, I'm loving breakthroughs and inspiration. that's, to me, when you think, oh, that's what makes sense, that's your inspiration, but it's also your breakthrough. It all goes together, really, doesn't it? It all forms into one. No matter how you look at it, it all comes together in the perfect way for you at the perfect time.
Yes, and you know what you can do? You can notice where in the cycle, I mean the annual cycle you are, for example, and or you can notice if this is, I'm sure you're going to make a note about what you just shared in the beginning because it was so obvious that it resonated with you, and see how you feel it next year when you're there, or how you feel it in 6 months time when the earth is in the gate 43 and the sun is in the 23, so they're quite opposite. So you have to ground, yeah, you have to, I mean, it's about the grounding in the energy of your thoughts, your insights, and act, it's that young energy that comes from the sun. Act, express yourself, having that, it's exactly the opposite. The yin and yang are shifting. Did I make myself clear? Because it's all about being simple and expression. So this is what we tend to do.
You got to keep it simple. It's not easy, then, isn't it? No, yin and yang, everything's balanced. Everything is balanced. No matter what's happening, everything is balanced.
So right now, the sun is the yang energy, the earth is the yin energy. And right now, the sun is in 43, the earth is in 23. In 6 months' time, it's going to be the other way around. The earth is going to be in a yang energy, and the sun in the yin energy. So it's going to be spring then, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, we'll be coming out of spring. Spring it will be. Yeah. I love every season. For all different reasons. I love winter when I can go for a walk on a frosty morning.
That's the fantastic. I mean, the alternating, the diversity makes things interesting. The movement, the transformation. If everything will be the same, and that's why the sameness in the world. That's why we want to be like everyone else instead to be like who we really are. That kind of like makes that energy to feel heavy and not to move. That's why we feel stuck, even at the collective level, talk about society, because we kind of like all want to be what we are not, and like others. That's quite a huge breakthrough to live. If we get that, I think that would be massive for everyone.
When I left corporate world and moved into being self-employed, it was a whole different ball game, whole different energy, and I felt like I was getting more to the real me. In corporate world, I had to be this particular persona, whereas now I can just be me and, bring whatever I bring with me. I felt as though part of me was hidden when I was in corporate world. So, yeah, it's nice to have that yin-yang balance, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I wanted to highlight another aspect here. When we are in this energy, that's it's called the individual energy, and we are kind of like inside. That comes from inside of us. It's not, as I said, it's not logic. It's not a sensing energy. So when we allow that happen, we might. So that can happen in two ways. I mean, like I'm going to put the extremes here. So if you are in a low vibration, you might be deaf to yourself and not being able to listen to what's inside of you, and everything else distracting you. So all that happens around you, and be focused on, now I'm going on it, some other energies coming, focus on what's outside rather than what can come out for you from inside. But the deafness can be right the opposite. You can be deaf to what's outside. You can be deaf to the status quo, and you can allow time for your inner being to find that space of breathing and pausing and allowing. So you might come across others like, oh, she's deaf. She didn't even hear what I've said. But for your highest good, it's better to be inside and allow that come out, that energy to transform.
There's definitely advantage to spending time by yourself and reflecting and pondering on it. These flashes of inspiration, this intuition, this insight, it comes in at different times in different places. It can be when you're in the shower, it can be when you're out gardening, it can be when you're driving. But 9 times out of 10, it's probably when you're by yourself and you are reflecting. So yes, there's definitely advantage to that, definitely. Right, any other questions? Valerie, have you got any questions? Angel, Tricia, have you got any questions before we call it a day? No? Right. Beatrice, is there anything else you want to add before we close?
A couple of tips, because we usually give some tips and advice, because this is what we do and this is what we share, and this integrated approach to various knowledge. I suggest you look to simplicity in expressing your thoughts. It doesn't always turn out being simple, but this is how you ground yourself. I mean, and if it doesn't work, so if you notice that your message it's not heard, it's too complicated, it doesn't hit the right audience, it doesn't, or you can hear that there is a dissonance there, that you just stop, pause, allow yourself to not be right, or to not be right at the right time, and relax into that, knowing that there is an entire quarter where the planets can support you in this integration, and allow time and space and build the trust.
Definitely. Valerie's just been popping up and she said energy is indeed everything. Yes, we are very, very strong advocates of that, Valerie, most definitely. Energy really is everything. So it's all around us, it's part of us, it's the whole job lot. So thank you for that comment. Right, Beatrice, I'm all happy. Are you happy? Are we done? Oh, have you got anything coming up you want to share, Beatrice?
I will share that something's going to come up. I'm going to share about that, and I'm going to link it to what Valerie said about everything is energy. And I'm going to just keep an eye on what I'm going to post, because in a few days I'm going to really clarify my message, because I'm going to bring something to be a catalyst in how we can connect with our energy or retune into our vibration.
Wow.
I'm not going to say much more now, but it's amazing. I'm so excited about this.
It sounds absolutely brilliant. Can't wait. As for me, I'm carrying on doing all my planning with all the post-its all over the kitchen cupboards, and I will be coming with more information in 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks time. And we'll see how it goes. All right. Thank you very much indeed, everybody, for joining us. It's been an absolute honour. Watch this space for what Beatrice is going to be doing, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. You look after yourselves. Chat soon.
Love, lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.